In this video, I'm going to teach you the 6 key positions that you need to master in order to take your fitness to the next level. Going to the gym is already pretty overwhelming. There's so many different pieces of equipment and all types of different exercises to learn. But the reality is, if you can understand the framework behind the movements, then developing them becomes really simple. My name's Monroe. I own a gym in Northern Virginia, and I've coached thousands of people online and in person over the last 14 years. And in this video, I'm going to explain the 6 key positions, how to unlock them if you have mobility restrictions, and how to train these 6 positions so that you can stop getting injured. Let's dive in. There are 6 key positions that you need to understand and unlock in order to make real progress with any kind of fitness training. The 6 positions are neutral, arch, hollow, squat, overhead, and the front rack position. These 6 positions are the foundation for all of the movement patterns that we see. You can think about them as prerequisites, not just for quality movement, but for safe movement. And if you're weak in these 6 positions, you will limit your ability to move large loads long distances quickly. But first, what does it mean to be strong in a position? Being strong in a position means that you can effectively and repeatedly access that position under high fatigue and heavy loads. No matter how long you practice or what program you follow, if you do not continue to improve your positional strength, you will not progress. So how do you go about doing that? You must first be able to access the key positions without any load or intensity. For example, if you can't reach your arms overhead and get your ear past your arm without compensating through the trunk, then it's unreasonable to expect that you will be able to lift heavy loads overhead. Subconsciously, our bodies are always trying to preserve life and prevent you from getting injured. In order to be effective at heavy loads and under high fatigue, your brain must be confident that your body has the strength in the position to be safe. What we really want is to be strong and mobile in these positions. Now, mobility is active range of motion. It's the range of motion that your body can control. You may have the flexibility to get your hips below your knees, but if you don't have strength and control in that position, then it's not really valuable. Many times, people aren't able to get into the correct position because they are just simply too tight. You can think about tightness and weakness as 2 sides of the same coin. Also, humans do what they do most, and if you spend most of your day sitting down in a chair, typing on a computer, or driving in a car, then that is the position that your body will adapt to. Remember that strength is both physical and neurological. 1, are your tissues physically strong enough to access and support the position? And 2, is your brain's connection to those tissues strong enough to help you be powerful and control the position? Your whole goal in training should be to improve your physical strength as well as your neurological strength as it relates to each movement. I'll explain how to do this in a minute, but first, let's cover what strength in each of these 6 positions looks like. The first 3 positions are functions of the core and spine, and the last 3 positions are functions at the extremities. The neutral position is your normal standing position, and what we're looking at is for you to be able to maintain level between your hips and your rib cage while keeping your ear over your shoulder. And the inverted position is exactly the same, just upside down. The arch is global or full body extension, meaning you are flexing and engaging everything on the back side of the body. Hollow is the opposite of arch. It's global flexion, where we're engaging everything on the front side of the body. From the squat position, we're looking to be able to sit below parallel with a full bend in your knees and your hips while maintaining an upright torso and even balance in your foot. A strong overhead position is shoulders and elbows extended with your arms overhead, and you should be able to see your ear past your arm while maintaining neutral. To be strong in the front rack position, the load should be across the shoulders and supported by a full hand around the object to help maintain level with the rib cage. So those are the 6 key positions. Now, what do you do if you can't access those positions? Well, you have to train your body to be able to. Unlocking the positions and gaining the strength and range of motion required takes 3 things: eccentrics, time under tension, and consistency. These 3 things work together like the elements of a fire. Eccentrics are like the fuel for the fire. It's the wood that provides the foundation for growth by building strength in those lengthened positions. Time under tension is like the heat, the sustained effort that transforms and reshapes your movement capacity. And consistency is like the oxygen to the flame. It's essential. It's the ongoing input that keeps progress alive and growing. Now let's break down each one and how to use it to increase your positional strength. First, eccentrics. The eccentric phase is the negative or the down portion of the movement. When we're lifting weights, we become hyper-focused on the lifting part of the movement, or the concentric phase. How many pull-ups can you do? What is your max deadlift? Nobody really cares how much weight you can lower to the ground. The lowering eccentric part of the movement is when your muscles are lengthening. And we can use this lengthening phase with some load to help your muscles become stronger in a longer position. Using eccentrics can help you reach a deeper range of motion in your squat. It can help you be able to touch your toes or reach your arms fully overhead. Eccentrics are excellent for helping you increase your range of motion and build a lot of strength in position. However, without time under tension, you won't break through any long-standing tension or mobility restrictions that you may have. When it comes to performance in a workout, we typically want to minimize the time under tension. Holding at the top of a handstand push-up rep, for example, or holding at the top of a deadlift. If you need to rest, rest unloaded. That being said, using long holds and time under tension gives feedback to your brain that cues your muscles to relax and allow for a deeper range of motion. Humans are extremely adaptable, but we're creatures of habits and we crave homeostasis. We subconsciously want to stay the same because it's comfortable and safe. But the way to make long-lasting change in your tissues and in your life is to dive into that discomfort. So what does that mean that you should do? Spend more time in the position that you want to open up. Your body will adapt to the demands that you put on it. So if you want to increase your range of motion and your position in the bottom of the squat, spend more time sitting in the bottom of the squat. Now, I've made a bunch of content about the 5-minute deep squat protocol, which I'll link in the description, but I think the reason that this is so effective at increasing your mobility in the squat is simply because of this time under tension. The final piece of the puzzle when it comes to increasing your range of motion and building a lot of strength in those 6 key positions is consistency. Without consistency, making lasting change is just not possible. Remember, humans love homeostasis. We don't want to change if we don't have to. Many people never find lasting change with increasing their range of motion or their positional strength because they're simply inconsistent at pushing their body to adapt. There is a certain brute force element to working on increasing your positional strength. You must force your body to adapt by consistently using eccentrics and time under tension to make that lasting change. Now that you understand the 6 positions and how to access them, how do you implement this into your training so that you can prevent injury and really start to excel in fitness? The simple answer is that you have to commit to those positions on every single rep that you do. Let's take a heavy squat, for example. You will always be able to lift more in a partial range of motion because the deeper you go down into the squat, the more positional strength is required for you to stand back up. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You start to squat down with a new PR and you get to a point where you feel like if you squat lower, you won't be able to stand back up. That should be a red flag for you. Remember eccentrics? It's where the muscle is lengthening, right? As you go deeper into the squat, the muscle is getting longer and longer. Let's say that the end of your range of motion is 100% of the length of your muscle. If you are choosing to stop at 60 to 70% of the length of your muscle at parallel or just above, then you are decreasing the amount of total muscle that you could be using in order to do these lifts. Why wouldn't you want to utilize the full length and range of motion that you have access to in order to do the lift? The sad truth of that is it usually comes down to ego. People care more about the weight that they lift than the way that they lift. If you train in the largest range of motion that you currently have access to, and on every rep you are trying to go a little bit deeper and you're trying to use that full range of motion, then your positional strength in the deep bottom of the squat will improve and your total squat numbers will go up. If you don't train your body in that deep range of motion, then you will continue to be weak in that range. There are many different ways and reasons to be training. But if you are training for fitness or for health, then using and building strength through a full range of motion is essential. Many people struggle with knee problems in the bottom of the squat, and that's why they don't go down there. I had a pretty hip-dominant squat when I started training and ended up pulling my hamstring pretty bad. This subsequently caused a lot of nagging pain and immobility in my knees, which went on for years. My quads were very short and tight, which prevented my knees from bending all the way, and so they just got tighter and weaker and more painful. And it wasn't until I started to train my knees to bend fully in the deep bottom squat position that the pain went away. Remember, where there's stagnation, there will be pain. That's true for all 6 key positions as well as life. This is the reason that you are stuck and hitting plateaus in your training. It's not really the program that you're on, it's the way that you're executing the movements in that program. You may be doing a lot of training, but not actually training in a way that helps you progress. You need to become a student of technique and understand that the way that you train has an impact on the results that you get. What if you could put in less time and effort but get better results? That is exactly what happens when you master technique. You can lift heavier weights with less chance of injury, and it takes less effort and energy to move quicker through your workouts. If that sounds like exactly what you've been missing, check out the link in the description and join Technique Team today. We give you all of the tools, coaching, and support you need to become a master of technique. In this video, you learned about the 6 key positions that you need to recognize in your training and the ways that you can utilize training these positions to help you get unstuck. I'm making a part 2 to this video about the 6 key patterns, which I will also link in the description once it's finished. YouTube will recommend another video from me, which you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.